The movie starts in a city where the rich and the poor live together, but the rich completely ignore the poor. They have very high standards, and they don't value the poor at all. This movie is based on a man named Arthur, who lives in the same city. He used to live with his mother. He loved comedy and wished to become a very big comedian one day. His ideal was a man who hosted a very big comedy show. He used to say that one day I will also stand with him on his show. He used to work very hard for this. Then one day we see Arthur standing on a road holding a signboard for a company's advertisement. Then some mischievous kids come there, trouble him a lot, snatch his signboard, and run away. Arthur is dressed as a joker here. He runs after those kids to get his signboard, but they make him run a lot and hit the same signboard on his face, which breaks the signboard. And after that, they also beat Arthur up very badly. Arthur is quite hurt and goes straight to his boss. He tells the boss everything about what the children did to him, but his boss scolds him instead and asks, "Are you in your right mind? How can children do such a thing?" The boss tells him, "I will not even give you your salary." Arthur has a severe lack of confidence, so he cannot say anything about himself here. He leaves from there feeling very sad and thinks, "Am I so bad that no one ever believes me?" He comes home and starts to dance. Here we see that his body is quite weak. The next day, Arthur meets his colleague and tells him about those children. His colleague tells him, "That was very wrong, man. You should have protected yourself." And with that, he gives him a gun and tells him, "Keep this with you. It will come in handy in difficult times." Arthur refuses to take it, but the man forces the gun on him. And then Arthur leaves for his home. While he is on the bus, a child is sitting in front of him. He starts trying to make the child laugh, and the child begins to laugh loudly. At which point the child's mother gets angry and tells Arthur, "Move away, don't bother us." But Arthur starts laughing at this. In fact, we are told that Arthur has a serious psychological issue and he cannot control his laughter. He starts laughing anywhere. While sitting on the bus, he gives that lady a card which has everything written about his disease. He comes home and starts taking his medicines. In fact, he was poor, and this medicine was very expensive. So he used to get this medicine for free from a medical center run by the government. One day, he goes to his psychiatrist. She tells him, "Show me your diary. What all have you been writing?" As soon as she opens his diary, it is written in it, "I do not want to die in the same miserable way I have lived my life." Then Arthur goes home from there, and his mother asks him, "Did any letter come from Thomas?" So Arthur says, "No, not today either." In fact, Thomas is shown as a very rich businessman in this movie, and people are very afraid of him. His mother tells him, "If he finds out about our condition, he will definitely help us." The next day when he goes out, on his way back, he meets a single mother who also has a small daughter with her. He starts to like her quite a bit, but he comes back home. Here, his mother again asks him about that letter, so Arthur says, "What does that have to do with you? He won't help us." The next day, we see that single girl comes to Arthur's house. She tells him, "I've been noticing for some time that you are following me." To which Arthur says, "Yes, I liked you." At this, the girl starts laughing, and soon they become friends. Arthur gets another offer to work as a joker. It is at a children's hospital, and while Arthur is there dancing, that same gun falls out of his pocket. All the children get scared, and the staff is surprised as to why he has a gun. This news spreads, and he is fired from this job as well. He calls his boss and says, "This is just a toy gun." So his boss tells him, "Don't lie. Your colleague told me everything, that you took the gun from him yourself." Here Arthur's heart is broken again, as his colleague had forced the gun upon him. Then we see Arthur is going home on a train, and there are also 3 businessmen who were Thomas Wayne's men. They are harassing a girl sitting on the train. Arthur starts laughing here due to his mental disorder, and those 3 men think he is laughing at them. They beat him up a lot. They beat him so much that blood starts coming from his mouth. Arthur was trying to tell them about his problem, but those 3 wouldn't listen to him at all. Arthur gets angry at all 3 of them, takes out his gun, and shoots all 3. He runs away from there thinking, "I have murdered 3 people." He locks himself in a bathroom. First he was scared, but then suddenly he starts dancing here. It seemed like he had no regrets now and was quite at peace. Arthur comes home and the news is running on TV where Thomas is speaking. He says that the 3 people who were murdered were my men, and they were killed by some joker. But here, the poor people are supporting the jokers instead of mourning the death of those 3, because they are all striking against the rich people in the guise of jokers. From there, Arthur goes to his psychiatrist, and she tells him, "We are meeting for the last time today. Because the government has stopped giving us funds, and from now on, I cannot treat you for free." Arthur is broken again and sadly comes out from there. Then we see Arthur, who is trying to make people laugh in a comedy show. But he is unable to do so, and in distress, he starts laughing loudly. Because of this, his show gets ruined, and he comes home. Upon coming home, his mom tells him, "Son, please post this letter to Thomas." When Arthur reads this, he cannot believe his eyes. He goes to his mother and says, "Why did you hide all this from me?" His mother tells him, "Son, I did not do this knowingly. In fact, Thomas and I liked each other and even wanted to get married. But I was very poor and he was very rich, so we couldn't get married because of society." Arthur sets out to meet his father. When he arrives there, Thomas's own son is standing behind the gate of his house. Arthur starts behaving like a child in front of him and tries to make him laugh too. But then, Thomas's butler comes there. He tells the child not to talk to strangers and asks Arthur to leave from there. Arthur tells him, "I will only leave after revealing the truth. My mother worked for Thomas for 30 years, and they both liked each other, and I am not someone else's son but Thomas's own son." To which the butler tells him, "You are also mad, and your mother is also mad. She made up this story herself. She has nothing to do with Thomas." Hearing this, Arthur feels quite bad, and he leaves from there. When Arthur goes home, he finds out that his mom had an attack, and she is shifted to the hospital. While Arthur is sitting outside, 2 police officers come to him. They ask him, "Do you know the 3 men who died on the train that day?" So Arthur replies, "No, how would I know?" He finds out that these police officers asked his mother the same question, which is why his mom had an attack. He goes inside to his mother, and that single mother is also there. Just then, a news segment runs on the TV, and it features Arthur's same favorite TV host, the same comedian whom Arthur used to like a lot. He starts watching his show with great interest, but in an instant, his own face is shown on the TV screen. Basically, Arthur's favorite comedian is mocking him from when Arthur had his laughing fit in a comedy show. Seeing this, Arthur is quite broken, thinking, "My idol is mocking me. I got inspiration from him." He cannot believe any of this. Thomas comes home, and the news is running that the city's conditions have become quite bad. Poor people, wearing Joker masks, have come out on the streets and are striking against the rich people. A lot of enmity has grown among these people, and they are all against Thomas. Arthur is quite happy seeing this, that all those people were made jokers, meaning they were made clowns. He feels that this is the first time his job or he himself has been appreciated by someone. Now, the place where those poor people were striking was a theater. Inside that theater, rich people were watching a movie, and Thomas was also there. The police arrived there to stop the strike and try to control them. Chaos breaks out everywhere, and taking advantage of this, Arthur goes inside the theater. He goes to the theater's washroom, where Thomas had also come. Arthur goes to him and politely says, "I am your son." "My mother and you were together, remember?" Thomas tells him. "I don't know any woman by that name," and punches him hard, causing a lot of blood to come out of his nose. Arthur goes home, and after some time, he gets a call from the police. In fact, they wanted to investigate Arthur as well about the day those 3 men were murdered. And then Arthur also finds out that his favorite comedian has invited Arthur to his show. In fact, the clip of Arthur he played on his show significantly increased his show's ratings because people liked it. He becomes very happy and gets ready to leave for there. But he remembers that Thomas's butler had said his mother was mad, so he goes to the mental hospital where his mother was once treated. He asks those people for his mother's file. He steals that file and runs away. It was written in it that Arthur's mother had a relationship with someone else. He used to physically abuse her very much, used to beat her. And during this time, Arthur also got an injury on his head, which is why he suffers from this disease today. He goes straight from there to his friend, that same single mother. But here we find out that she was never real. Arthur is quite troubled by his mother's injury. He goes back to the hospital and smothers his mother with a pillow, killing her. He doesn't save her. When he returns home, he finds a picture on the back of which was written, "I love your smile," which Thomas had written, and this picture was of his mother. Here, he realizes that his mother was not lying. He starts to put on his Joker makeup, and here he is very sad and cannot understand what is happening around him. Just then, his same colleague arrives there and says, "I want to ask you something about the 3 murders that happened on the train that day, and the recent murder of your mother." Arthur thinks that these people have come to make his life hell again, and he beats his colleague up badly right there, killing him. Now after this, Arthur gets ready and puts on his full Joker costume. He was preparing to go to his favorite comedian's show. He is very happy and is dancing on his way. Meanwhile, those 2 police officers also arrive, who were investigating the accident on the train, but Arthur runs away from there and while running, slips into a train. There were many other people on that train who were also wearing the Joker costume. The police cannot find him among so many people, so taking advantage of this, he comes out and heads toward his favorite comedian's show. When he goes in front of the comedian, the host asks him, "Are you also a Joker? Are you also protesting against the rich?" Arthur requests him, "Please don't tell people anything about me, except that I am an ordinary Joker." And then their live show starts. The audience is very happy to see him and is admiring this whole thing. There, Arthur's favorite comedian questions him, "Why did you come here as a Joker?" The Joker replies, "I always wanted to be happy, and I also wanted to share happiness with people. People liked me in this character, so I thought, why not just come like this?" He also says a very surprising thing here. On the live show in front of everyone, he confesses that he was the one who killed the 3 people on the train that day. He says, "I told you all this because how many poor people have died until now? How many rich people have mercilessly murdered the poor? But has anyone ever noticed until today? Did anyone raise their voice against the rich people or remember those poor people? If so, tell me. And when I killed a rich person, why is everyone making so much noise? Are all human beings not equal? Or is there something special about the rich people?" He says that society has become very bad. It only thinks about its own gain. And if you have invited me to this show today, it is by no means your mercy. Your show's ratings increased because of me. That's why you did this. But Arthur's favorite comedian says, that is absolutely not the case. Arthur gets angry and thinks, "Are you still lying?" And with that, he pulls out his gun and shoots the comedian in front of everyone. People get very scared and start running out of there. But here we see Arthur is quite confident. He is not afraid of anyone. The police arrest the Joker, Arthur, for this, and start driving him away in their car. But Arthur sees on the way that he has many supporters who are supporting him. Some of them get into an ambulance and, driving at a very high speed, crash into the police car. Due to this, the police car flips over and now the Joker was out. He joins all those people and stands on top of the car. Everyone could see him here and was cheering for him. There was a lot of blood coming from his mouth and nose. But he uses that blood to form his smile and waves his hand, laughing loudly. This, in fact, was a smile behind which sorrow, pain, and grief were hidden. He had now become the hero of all those people, and he was quite happy here that people were finally praising him. They were appreciating him. On the other side, we see Thomas, who is leaving the city with his present wife and son. But then a Joker standing by the side shoots those people. However, he does not hurt their son. Then the scene changes, and Arthur, the Joker, is shown with a psychiatrist. He is laughing there too, so the psychiatrist asks him, "Why do you keep laughing without any reason?" Arthur tells her, "You will never understand this feeling." And saying this, he comes out of there. There was blood on the bottom of his shoes, which shows how a good person turned into a killer. And from this movie, we also get the lesson that when someone is treated badly, even if they are not bad, they will eventually become bad one day. He was given so much torment and torture that the feelings inside him just vanished. And now, he was completely satisfied with his life. And with this, the movie also ends. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.